3 days ago, I revamped my resume. Not gonna lie, this research resume is looking kind of fire. Everyone's gonna love me after this. To which I realized my LinkedIn has not been updated in a whole year. And the problems? Let's say they're pretty clear. No, I was gonna live stream this. It has all my high school stuff too. Damn it. Which is why, with New Year's being in high time, this video is gonna be looking at updating my LinkedIn as well as a small look at my resume. Alright, here we are with my LinkedIn. There's quite a few problems with this. The first big problem, this profile picture. It's back when I was in 11th grade, and let's just say it's not ideal. With that being said, my about is also kind of bad, as well as my experiences needing serious revamps. But with all of that, it should be a simple process. The reason? Simple. We have this thing called my resume. So my strategy for this going into this is taking this resume and basically duplicating that on my LinkedIn while adding some more flashy things for my LinkedIn to look a little bit more above average. With that being said, let's get into this. Okay, so the first thing I did here was I pressed this button right here and basically started fixing my basic info. So first name, everything's good. Pronouns, everything is good. Right here for this headline, that's the first thing I changed. I included my section, which is pre-medicine, my major, which is biochemistry, and I wanted to include a small catchphrase here. Now, my original catchphrase was innovating through research and discovery, but that looks pretty ugly. I wanted to make it one line, so I did innovating through research. I have a position, which is medical assistant. I'm going to definitely change this to more research because my focus is not clinical positions or shadowing. It's to get more and better research. So that will change eventually. Industry-wise, I did biotechnology research. The only other option was research services. That has a bad ring to it. I'm a biochem major. Biotechnology is within my range. So I did biotechnology research. My education, obviously my university, and for location, I did United States. So I also did a website. I decided to make that a button, so I did my YouTube, of course. So the next thing now that I'm going to do is I'm going to change this profile picture as well as this background. Okay, so lots of experimenting, but finally I got a nice profile picture, got a background, have everything set up in this section here. Now the next step is to fix this about me. So let's think of some things to write. So when it comes to about me's, they're basically something you want to show that's about you and basically have the end result of connecting with the person. So with that being said, I want to show something about my life. I want to say something about me. And then I want to say I'm looking for research with some of my other activities and have a small joke at the end, sort of to lighten the mood. That gives a sense of humor and compares pretty much everything about me in a nice about me paragraph. So this was what I wrote. Basically, I copy pasted it. I used a quote. It's quite simple, really. When people underestimate me, I feel compelled to prove them wrong. When they overestimate me, I work even harder to turn their assumptions into reality. This is just a quote I put. I love this quote because this is basically what I live my life by. And then I have a small snippet about me as a pre-med student and a biochemistry major, driven by curiosity and a passion for discovery. I'm actively seeking for research opportunities. So that's where I'm saying what I'm looking for. Then in the third paragraph, I basically say, but it's not all about me being basically a researcher. I'm also doing other things. I tutor, I day trade, create content on YouTube. But at the end of the day, even though I do all of this, I get the job done. And then at the end, it's just I'm here to learn, contribute, keep proving people right when they see the potential in me. And the joke is, and proving them wrong when they don't. So if you want that on your team, let's connect. And so that's basically what I'm keeping. In terms of skills, I'm not putting anything. I don't really believe in putting skills on the LinkedIn because it's the same reason why I didn't put skills on my resume other than the actual hard skills like programming languages or platforms I use. Because stuff like teamwork, problem solving, communication, all that sounds good on paper, right? You're a good team worker, you're good problem solving, but everyone puts them. Everyone knows I'm going to keep saying, oh, I work really well in team. I'm a really good leader. All common sense. In that sense, it's just best to keep it without the skills and keep a very succinct and very normal profile. You don't want to brag about everything, but you want to brag about the things that are unique to you. So with that being said, I just keep that as my about me. So that's basically where we are at. Has a quote right here and then the about me. For experience and everything over here, education and skills, all of this is going to be deleted. I'm going to start this all from fresh, and that's where we're going to segue into my resume. So this was my resume. Ignore the phone number here, ignore the email here. None of that is my actual email, none of that my phone number, so don't bother bullying whoever is on those numbers or emails. Anyways, so with this was the resume I spent a long time making. It took me a solid 6 or 7 hours to figure out how to do this resume. And the reason for that is really clear. With the resume, you have to make the most amount of relative information, all relevant to you, with the least amount of space that it can possibly be done. And you want to look good. So this was my old resume. This email also is not my email, so don't worry about this. This was my old LinkedIn. So with my previous one, this was the issues. Starting up here, this name and all of these things, they can all go in your heading. That saves you a lot of space. This was in the text document as well. And this was basically me being in high school, me being stupid. You should put this all in the heading. Issue number 2, professional summary. This is probably the most irrelevant thing I see on people's resumes. The reason why is if you're applying for something, you're giving your resume to something, then they know what you want. They know you're applying for the opportunity because you're interested in that. So when we read this, I'm looking for shadowing and research opportunity. If I apply for a research opportunity, obviously I'm looking for that. So all this gets deleted. Demonstrate my leadership and commitment to the field of medicine. This is all fluff, can be deleted. Interested in neurology and cardiology and looking for opportunities within surgery and patient care. If I'm applying to a surgery position or a patient care position, then they know I'm interested in it. So this whole entire professional summary is useless. Delete it. Education. Okay, so this was back when I was a medical assistant. I was looking for other medical assistant jobs other than the one I had. So that's where I added this. Right now, I'm not looking for that. So therefore, I deleted it. I don't have that. So right now, I've just kept my university. Same here. I kept my university as well. At this point, I had a 4.0. Right now, I have like a 3.994. So with that being said. In terms of like everything here, I got my activities. Similar activity list here. But now I'm doing the TAing. So I increased that. I put it under leadership. Leadership sounds better than whatever pre-medicine club treasurer. That sounds so random. Put it under leadership. In terms of dean's honor list, junior standing, I mean, junior standing, why is it useful? Just have your anticipated graduation date. That's what matters. Basically gives it away. In terms of things like dean's list, dean's honor list, it sounds cool. But if you have a 4.0 GPA or you have like a higher than a 3.6 GPA, obviously you're a dean's list. Dean's list mean nothing. So this whole middle part could be deleted. What it did not show was my relevant coursework. I didn't show that I was taking chemistry, organic chemistry. All of this is important because when you're applying to research as an undergrad, they want to know to what level do you know your sciences. So I didn't have that. So you definitely want to have that. Obviously, anticipated graduation date, major. Pretty obvious stuff. So this whole education part was pretty bad. In terms of work experience, okay. Thing that people mess up the most is they put all their work experience or they put really stupid opportunities on it. The thing about work experience is simple. If you're applying for something, you show relevance in that work experience area. So over here, I deleted all of this. I did go in Swedish hospital as a health scholar. I was a volunteer in Evergreen Hospital. But this is all useless because I'm applying for research. So the only 2 useful things are my medical assisting job shows that I am in a hospital environment and my research intern position there. Over here, I did more research, so I added that obviously. I did my hospital and I put the same research thing. I made sure to put a Stiber lab instead of the actual UW Intelligent Network lab because I wanted to keep the uniformity here. And so I put that there. I also changed a lot of like formatting things in this as well. As you can see, these were the margins. I tried to make it normal. This should be your margins. You see these gaps in between? This is 7 space text. You want to have it spaced at 6 or something. Right here, I literally removed the spaces. This looks super crowded. See how this looks more open and covers more information? Crowded, covers less information. Use the font sizing properly in this case. And then I added something for projects. So I didn't have like projects. In fact, I didn't even think that was important at that time. But you sort of want to show projects because this is where you can say what you're working on. Links look good. You also want to say your skills. I did a bunch of stupid skills like WordPress, Weebly, social media. Don't add any of those fluff skills. Everybody has social media skills. What you want to add is stuff like programming language. This is definite. I know Java. I know Python. You want to add technologies and frameworks. So this is basically where you work. AutoCAD, SolidWorks. These are CADing softwares. Logger Pro, graphing software. TradingView, this is where I trade. So in case I want to go for an LLC, this is what I'm going to put. NinjaTrader, Git, Autodoc, Bina. And then as my certifications, these are important because I am a medical assistant. I should show my certifications. Other people probably won't have these. But yeah, you see how that's there, and this is much better. And then finally, I've added this new thing since I do now have a presentation, and these are pretty good in terms of research. So with that, I have a perfect document. Here, it's very bad. And this is what I see most people do. This is what I see very little people do. So that's just a basic rundown on how to write a resume. So now what the next step is adding all of these experiences to my LinkedIn. After a lot of work, this is the final product. So this is my LinkedIn from another account. So this is how it'll look like to the public. So basically, we got the name, we got our nice little catchphrase right here. YouTube, university. I got my about me, as you can see, this is the thing. I've not done any activity. I'm probably gonna make a post today saying I finally updated all my LinkedIn stuff. Pretty happy about that. And then over here, I got my experiences. This is my first lab. Then this is all my stuff as a teaching assistant, peer tutor. Basically, all of that all added up. I have a couple of stuff for that. Then I have my medical assisting stuff as well as the other research assistant stuff. I had links attached. As you can see, I didn't put skills in a normal way. I put them in parentheses. That just makes it easier. It doesn't sound anymore as fake. Then we got my University of Washington education, cumulative GPA, relevant coursework, activities, and societies. Here we have projects. This is my YouTube channel, my examining alternatives to rifampin, and my brain grid thing. So with all of that, I got my interests that I followed, and that is my final profile. Now you may ask, why didn't I add all the other sections? So let's scroll down a bit here. As you can see, it says add profile section. So why didn't I add more in core? I mean, I think I added everything except for skills. I think personally skills look fake because you can just simply put as many skills as possible, and that just is dumb. If you're gonna put programming languages, okay, sure, that's maybe an exception. But personally, I find it just simpler to just parenthesis it where you're saying that in your description. In terms of recommended, it says add featured, license, certifications. I think all of this is just fluff. Projects are good. Recommendations is also fluff. In terms of license and certifications, I debated putting my medical assistant thing on it, but I don't think I really need to prove to anyone that I have a license because I'm already working at Evergreen and I'm not planning to switch that job. In terms of additional, we have stuff like publications. This is very important. Always add this. Patents, always add that. Honors and rewards. If it's a really substantial honor and reward, add it. Otherwise, don't add it. Test scores, don't need to add it. Nobody's going to ask for your MCAT. Even if you have like a 527, don't add it. In terms of languages, this is also kind of dumb. Unless you're going for like lower level stuff, don't add for languages. And organizations, you also don't need that. You don't need causes. And mostly, you might need volunteer experience. I mean, it's all very if it's very substantial volunteer experience, add it. Otherwise, don't add it. I'm not adding any volunteer experience. I already added what I need to add. So overall, this is how it looks. I'm pretty proud of this work. Anyways, that's all for the video. I'm going to post another video sort of reflecting on this past month and planning the next month out as a part of the 2025 grind. With that being said, this video is coming to a close. Hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this and this resonated with you, and leave a comment if you want to hear more about it, or maybe say something that's motivating, or if you're struggling with anything. I'm happy to help. Anyways, take care and have a nice day.